So recently I was burned out and I decided to take a vacation from Bangkok. For me in Thailand, it's always, okay, where do I go? Yeah, I don't want to go to the usual spots. I don't want to go to the places where a ton of people are going all the time. So, my Thai friends keep telling me about Kanchanaburi and it's less than 3 hours by driving or train from Bangkok. So why not? I decided to take the train. And man, this place is rotten with history. By rotten, I mean seriously, there's like a ton of history there. Let me talk about it a little bit. Okay, so the history behind it is during World War II, at the time when Japan occupied most of the Far East, including Thailand. They had enormous plans. By the way, yes, Japan did occupy Thailand, not colonize. It's completely different. They just occupied Thailand for a short time. Remember, at this time, Japan was occupying practically the whole of the East. Like, it was ridiculous, but that was World War II for you. And so Japan had plans to build a railway from Thailand, go through Burma and head over to India. They had plans to take over India as well. So the railway was going to be a critical part of that. And the railway was going through Thailand, through Burma, which is neighbor, and then, into Bangladesh and into India and that side of the world. Hey, yeah, man, talk about ambitions. So we always heard about the novel and the movie, The Bridge on the River Kwai. So the Bridge on the River Kwai is actually in Thailand, in Kanchanaburi. But let's go deeper into this tale. I took the train from Thonburi in Bangkok and I had a really nice ride to Kanchanaburi. And, I went out to see the bridge the next day. And this railway is called the Death Railway. And let me tell you guys, oh boy, when I started to look into the history of this whole thing, it really earned that name. So the Japanese army with Korean conscripts. So, they set up a lot of forced labor camps in the whole area to build the whole railway. I'm talking about the bridge. The bridge is just a small part of all of that. The bridge is just like a central place, and it got famous because of the movie. But they set up a lot of labor camps here to build the railway. Remember, as I said, the railway is going to go through 3 different countries to end up in India. And the Korean conscripts were prison guards. They were set up as prison guards in the camps. These guys had prisoners of war from the UK, the Netherlands, India, Indonesia, Australia, and the USA, all the allied countries. This is not even talking about the tons of captured civilians from Thailand and Burma. All in all, there were over 60,000 prisoners of war. And this is not including the civilians, as I said. And no, this is where the Death Railway got its name, because in the end, about 13,000 prisoners of war died, and an estimated 90,000 civilians from the Southeast Asian region here, this is Thailand, this is Burma, and so on, were used as forced labor. 90,000 people died, plus another 13,000. Could be more, could be less, but these are the kind of numbers that we're talking about here. This is like, Jesus Christ, this is really serious, man. And let's not even talk about the violence, the beatings, the torture, all of those things that is going on in the forced labor camps. I'm laughing, but it's a serious thing, Shit, this is like worse than the movies, worse than the book, As I said, the place is rotten with history. Seriously, man, when you think about it, it's kind of hard to think about. So in the end, the Allied army used air raids to make it hard for the occupying Japanese forces to build this railway to go through Burma and onto India. So there was constant harassing with air raids to kind of blow up the tracks and all of that kind of stuff. But they actually finished the railway in 1943. But by that time, of course, coming up to 1945, the British and the Americans kind of bombed it by air raids and made it unusable. But by 1945 coming around. But by the time the railway was completed in 1943, many of the prisoners of wars were taken to Japan. Yeah, can you believe after you were forced to work in this labor camps, you were put on a ship and sent to Japan. Dude, this is fucked up. And the rest, like the Southeast Asian people, the Thai people, the Burmese people, those guys, and some of the POWs as well were left behind to do maintenance work on the track. So at the end of the war, the Allied forces liberated the rest of the prisoners and closed the railway for good in 1947. So now, by the way, here's the kicker. The bridge that you're seeing that I took this film off, it was never destroyed. We got that in the book, that the bridge was blown up, in the movie that the bridge was blown up. It was never destroyed. That was just a thing for the books. The Allies had actually planned to blow up that bridge, but they never got around to it. So the bridge that you're looking at now is actually the actual bridge, the original bridge. Of course, they did maintenance to it and replace a few sections here and there to keep it up, but this is the actual bridge, and trains run across it every day. There are 2 trains that run back and forth on the bridge. So 2 trains from Bangkok to here and 2 trains back to Bangkok every day. So the blowing up of the bridge was completely fictional. Even the river under the bridge, it's not the River Kwai, it's the Mae Klong River. But so here's the thing, and this is where fiction comes in, because of the fame from the books and the movie. It was kind of, everybody knows it as the River Kwai right now. So it's not only the bridge though. The bridge is the most famous part of it for sure, because of the book and the movie, as I said. There are tons of other attractions in the area that are well worth seeing. I didn't see all of those, but I hear about them, and from the pictures I see of some of these things, wow, Jesus, they're really stunning. This is, and not to mention the landscape in Kanchanaburi itself is there's a lot to see, there's a lot to do. For me, this was a relaxing trip for me. I spent about 10 days there. And putting the whole war thing aside, it's a small city that's fairly quiet and goes to sleep early, except on the walking streets, A decent amount of expats, mostly Australians and so on, and some European people live into the main city, into the main towns and around the area. So, English is spoken a lot there. It's a really nice town. I made some friends there, and there isn't a lot of commercial. It's not like a big commercial place like Bangkok or anything like that. It's a really nice place to get a trip for the day, because it's just 2 or 3 hours to get there, 2 hours and change to go by train, 2 hours and change to go back again. You can go by a minibus as well. You can jump in a car or a taxi and drive up to there as well. It's going to cost you about 2,000 baht to drive up to Kanchanaburi and drive back down again. Really nice area and highly recommended. Do read up some of the history behind this place. A lot of the things that we read about and the movies and the book and all the things, it's not really, it doesn't tell you the half of it, believe you me. And the whole blowing up of the bridge and everything like that also is of course, that's pure fiction. And if you want to hire one of the city guides to go with you, we have these really wonderful people that will show you around. And it's not really a guide, but they're locals will show you around and take you there and go with you. And so you make sure that you have a really good time. I look forward to welcoming you to Kanchanaburi, and it's a really wonderful place to get to. That's my experience of it. I hope to bring more of these to you in the future. So see you next time, guys. Bye.